Yellow just walking in the house in my road, gotta make her put it on. She don't like wearing clothes, just left Concord, North Carolina. I was licking on booty in a whole lot of vagina. Eat a boozer with some ice cream, she'll remember you. Ice Cube make it chip, shiver like the winter do.
See me with the crew, I done get some food. I see you looking like you do. Had to make a move, make a move.
What's up, y'all? It's Nate Almighty, aka the Global Dark Skin Ambassador, with another Rikers Island story, man. I want to talk about the time I caught a nigga stealing out my bucket, stealing my food. Caught him red-handed in my cell. So you know what I did? I beat him up. That's exactly what happened. I spanked him. Now, you familiar with my channel, you already know that my channel is mostly about losses that I took. Losses that everybody takes. Whether you're Blood, Crib, Latin King, you know what I'm saying? Patria, Neutral, whatever. And you've also seen me say that I've had I had several fights. I lost more than I won. Well, this is one of those situations where I won, and it was rightfully so. Dude deserved to get what he got, you know what I'm saying? This is the situation now. If you're familiar with an earlier story that I put out maybe 2-3 months ago, where I spoke about how I popped it off on this Crip for talking crazy about GFC, right? And I ended up getting packed up out that crib. So this is a continuation of that, right? So I gets packed up. They send me to 3 Main. 3 Main, right? Now, 3 Main. The two people who ran this crib, two dudes from Brooklyn. One whose name I'm not gonna say, cause he a bitch ass nigga. And the other one, he was my man's. His name was Bills. Like I said, he was from Brooklyn. Tall, dark-skinned dude, skinny dude. Hands was real, though. Hands was real. Now, the reason why me and Bills was cool was because we was together on the school floor. We was in the same classroom. And we jumped somebody together before. We jumped somebody together over something. He had issues with somebody, like, from the town. Somebody from the town. Somebody was, like, locked up for, like, shooting at one of his mans or something and like hitting an innocent bystander or something like that, right? But when he was pressing the dude, since he was my mans, I felt for him in the situation. I'm like, people shoot at my mans all the time, you feel me? So while he talking to the dude, mind you, this is a situation where there's a reason why they always have COs inside the classroom, or try to have COs inside every classroom, because at any random time it could pop off. But this was a situation where a fight had popped off outside the classroom. We had a female CO, right? So even though this female CO, she can't physically stop nobody, her nosy ass goes outside to see what's going on. Immediately, he got up, stepped to the dude, pressed him and all that. And while he pressing him, I just cracks the nigga, right? Cracked him. Boom, we start jumping him. Now, there was other dudes in there that would have jumped him with us, but this one dude, they ain't want to, you know what I'm saying? But now, as the commotion is coming down, and we realize, like, we kind of like, when you fighting on Rikers Island, you kind of like could tell how long a fight could be before a CO is coming. So we just jumping him for a little while. He tried to fight back at us. We realized the CO about to come back in the crib, inside the classroom. We rushed back to our seats. Now, we breathing hard and all of that. The dude who we jumped, he breathing hard, but you know, he ain't got like a black eye. He ain't bleeding or nothing like that. So she was questioning what happened. She knew something happened, but since nobody's snitching, there was no way to hold nobody, what's the word I'm looking for? Hold nobody accountable for what just happened. So from that day, we went from being cool to being real cool. Like this was my man's. Now, after I end up getting packed up over the GFC situation, and I go to his crib, right? Like I said, he running the crib with somebody else, a bitch ass nigga, right? Whose name I'm not gonna say, because I don't give clout to lames, you feel me? And I say he's a lame for the simple fact is this. This is somebody who ran this new crib that I just went to longer than Bills, who was my man's. He ran the crib longer. And what happens when you run in the crib is the longer you run in the crib, the more you play chess. The less work you put in personally, and the more you have like pawns in place, because you don't want to lose, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to lose your ownership of a crib, because it's just like this. The time I was there, one man house of pain was the toughest and most dangerous crib. You could leave, if you're known for running a crib and then you get packed up and you got high classification, right? No matter how tough you think you is, you could be running that crib, you get to one main, right? Where it's all where pretty much everybody in there ran the crib at some point, and you could go there and then you get put into the chicken wing full Nelson and you'll get beat on, and you'll go from running this crib to going to one main, and now you with it, you being extorted, you with the program, it'll be bad for you, right? So that's why a lot of dudes was always trying to stay in the crib they got, because you don't know if you could get sent to one main, or like 3 Upper was another real high classification tough crib like that at the same time. And you could go from being tough to being a day room nigga, right? You could be forced, physically forced, right? Because these high classification cribs, almost everybody got hands, almost everybody is a gang member, almost everybody ran cribs, right? So anyway, I get to the crib. Bill's is vouching for me. Bill's vouching for me and all that. He like, yo, Juju, you good. Don't worry about nothing. However, the other dude I run the crib with, he don't know you. Therefore, he don't like you. He might try you. He might try to send a missile at you. You know what I'm saying? He might, you feel me? I'm like, word? I'm like, all right, copy, whatever. I'll be on the lookout. So now I'm in the crib. Mind you, I wasn't in this crib for no more than like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Because I was on my way to the box anyway. I just popped it off and got packed up. So I'm in the crib chilling, do whatever I want. The guy who running the crib with Bills, he fake trying to like be cool with me, but I could tell he really don't like me. I could tell he really don't like me. He would say like, y'all know when people pretending to be cool with you, but they got some kind of like animosity towards you. So like, they give you like backhanded compliments. Or say you talking about a situation. Say you talking about a situation, and whatever the situation is, you came out tough in that situation. The next person might be like, man, shut up. Not say shut up. He ain't tell me shut up, but they be like, man, you capping. Not capping, because we wasn't saying capping at the time. Like, yo, you gassing it. Stop fronting, right? Just that type of dude. You know what I'm saying? That type of dude. You feel me? Like, if we about to eat a big meal and Bill's having the meal, and then the dude who he run the crib with is in the meal, he fake act like he ain't want to eat with me. He'll say stuff like, this a blood meal, no 550s. No 550s and all of that, you know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't blood, you feel me? So he was like funny like that. Meanwhile, he got other dudes in the crib that's not blood who he wild cool with. I'm like, yo, this dude is funny. He don't know that I'm reckless. Like, I will pop it off on him in front of the captain, and then he will have to get packed up. He will have to get packed up. And if he go to the wrong crib, he'll have to go through the same thing we all go through, which having to get jumped all over again, right? I'm like, all right, cool. Well, he ain't being direct. My thing was this, like, I pretty much ignored, or I brushed to the side all indirect shit, you know what I'm saying? Mind you, this is somebody who, he was bigger than me. He probably could have beat me up in a fight. But you know, when you run in the crib a lot of the times, unless the CO is there who's with it and will let you fight and get yours off, you're not really trying to fight, because you don't want to risk getting packed up. This is what was known. They did not want to get packed up. But mind you, fast forward a little bit. I go to a visit one day, right? I come back from a visit now. It's time for me to get ready to eat my meal. I notice I'm missing a couple things, right? I'm missing a couple things. I'm not saying nothing. I count all my stuff. I'm like, okay, it's begun. It's begun now, right? Missing a couple, little beef sticks. Missing a couple things. Like, like beef sticks, a tang, the powder joints. Cause commissary, we had 2-liter sodas, Sprite and Pepsi, and we also had like the powder forms of like Tang, Lipton iced tea where you just add the water. I'm like, I'm missing a couple things. Somebody wanted to steal from me, but not let me think that they stole from me. I'm like, all right, cool. It's begun. I'm thinking it's the dude who run the crib with bills. I'm like, all right. Okay, he think I'm pussy. I understand. I ain't even gonna say nothing about it. But I'm gonna go to commissary again. Count all my things again. Better hope I don't catch him. So maybe like 3 days pass, go to commissary, get all my stuff. I count everything again, right? I end up going to a visit. I come back from my visit. I made it my mission to leave my visit early. Left my visit like 20, 30 minutes early. I end up going on a walk back early, right? I come in the crib. I go straight to my cell. Right? As I'm walking to my cell, I'm walking fast, but not walking fast. And I'm listening to my door open, right? So as my door starts to open, I hear somebody go, oh shit. But then I'm listening to my door, I'm like, my cell wasn't even like all the way closed, because you know how your cell sounds when it's all the way closed and then it's opening all the way. It sounded like my cell was kind of like already halfway open. So I'm hearing somebody go, oh shit, and then they rummaging through my shit and all that. So I start walking a little bit quicker. Hey, what's up? I start walking a little bit quicker and all that. I push my cell open. There's this skinny light-skinned dude caught red-handed with my commissary in his pocket. And this is somebody who's one of the people who's real close to the dude who runs the crib with bills. So immediately what I do is, I'm like, caught you, bitch. Stepped inside, crashed him. Boom! He was already like a little bit like nailed down, like he was in my bucket, but coming up out my bucket wide open, right? I crashed him, cracked him, right? Sidelined him, his head hit the bed. He gets up, he rushes towards me, he cracks me, right? He cracks me, I grabs his neck. Both hands, I'm choking him, choking the life out of him. Now I'm choking him on the bed. He cracks me in my eye, boom. So now I grab my fist. Now I just start pummeling him, left, right. Boop, 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 boop. He hit me, but I'm not feeling it. It's like the anger in me is keeping me from feeling any type of pain. I'm just crashing him. Bing, 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 bing. I hit him in the mouth. His mouth start bleeding. Bing, 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 bing. The CO comes. It's a female. She's like, hey, what are y'all doing? Stop. Why y'all in the cell? Right? So she pressed the PBA button. The A team comes. Nobody plays with the A team. I'm on my knees, pause, in my cell. We both on our knees, pause, in our cell. They got us to stop fighting. They separate us. So now they take me They take me to one of these little like holding cells where you bring new people in. I'm talking to the captain. The captain is like, yo, why are you fighting this, that, and the third? I'm like, yo, I caught this nigga stealing. He was stealing out my cell. Like, he violated. Like, I'm not pussy. He was stealing. He's like, oh, he was stealing. Officers don't have no respect for thieves. They have no respect for thieves, you know what I'm saying? So they was like, oh, all right, cool. Ain't no paperwork about to be done over this. So they packed me up. They sent me to another crib. Now after that, I went to this crib. I get confused because I believe Mod 4 Lower was the intake crib. But at some point, they opened up Mod 1 Lower. Sometimes I get Mod 1 Lower confused with Mod 4 Lower. But I'm going to say Mod 1 Lower was the crib I got sent to because it's not intake. But it was one of those brand new, not brand new, but they opened it up and let adolescents in. Because they used to let the OTs in it and all of that. It's another couple stories that come from that I ain't never even speak on. Because that was crazy. That was brand new. But they packed me up. They sent me to that crib. And what they did was the dude who was stealing, they sent him to one main. He ends up being a day room nigga. Getting slapped up. You know what I'm saying? Getting slapped up, extorted, all that. Mans couldn't save him. And they packed them up. They sent them over there. They sent me to Mall 1 Lower. That was a brand new crib. This is probably the softest crib I ever was in. But I ended up only staying there for like 11 days because then I ended up going to the box for like 60 days after that for what happened with the GFC situation. Right? So, moral of the story is, I beat the shit out of him. It was a flawless victory. Flawless victory as far as I'm concerned. I wasn't hurt at all. Yeah, he hit me. He didn't hit hard. I caught him lacking. I beat him up. I punched him in his face at least 30 times. In a matter of like 1 minute. Like I spanked him. I spanked his boots. And rightfully so. I'm glad they packed me up because I knew who his mans was. And I would have popped on his mans and probably would end up getting spanked out the crib. So either way, I would have ended up getting packed up out the crib anyway. But I would have popped on him. Because see, that's for all that, you could have just called me out for the fade. You could have just said, yo, listen, man, 550s can't live in here. That's what he should have did. But instead, he had his mans stealing from me to give him stuff when he could have been a gangster and did it himself. I robbed people growing up. But I wasn't no thief. I walked up to people. I say, yo, what's in your pockets? I put guns in people's faces. I wasn't no thief. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. You feel me? There's a difference. Thieves do things in a cowardly way. Robbers, they let you know it was them. They go in your face, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's how that story went. Something like, you know, stories where I win, they less cinematic than stories where I lose. You know, I realize that. This is why stories where the bad stuff happened to me get more views. But this was a flawless victory for me, man. And this helped add on to my name, my reputation at the time on Rikers Island, you feel me? This is what helped lead on, you know? Even after this situation, Bills wanted me to turn blood after him and all of that, but I'm like, nah, I'm good, man. I'm GFC at that time, you feel me? But yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe, peace.